All right, so it's time for business news, and Daryl is here. Good
Hi,
evening to
Ijo.
you,
How are you
Daryl.
doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Now, tonight, top on the agenda, the
Okay.
ministerial nominations.
All right.
Today, we're hearing of some new ministries that affect the business community, the aviation ministry.
Exactly.
And we thought that, already there was controversy about the transport and railways ministry. Now there's more controversy. We'll get an expert view on that. But there's also another ministry of investment and business development.
Interesting one. It sounds like a portfolio here at Multimedia. You take it away.
Well, and the person supposed to head that ministry is former managing director of the Graphic Communications Group, Ibrahim Mohammed Awal. Yes, he has been nominated as Minister Designate for Investment and Business Development. The new ministry will focus on the private sector to build its capacity to contribute meaningfully to national development. Mr. Awal spoke with Joy Business shortly after the announcement.
You know, the private sector constitutes about 90% of businesses in this country. So the essence of the office is to help improve the capacity of the private sector so that they can deliver. If the private sector is productive, efficient, and competitive, the way to expand, create jobs, and employ the people. As you are aware, the employment level in this country is very high. And one of the campaign issues we had was employment. One of the biggest challenges facing this country is unemployment. So the private sector, the ministry is supposed to make sure that we capacitate the private sector, help them improve their businesses, expand the scope so that they can employ more people. But that way, we're improving the living conditions of the people and improving livelihoods. That's what we are about.
And what's the strategy to, deliver this?
It's several from. We need to ensure that we have a lot of investment in it. We need to ensure that the president has a lot of problems. Finance is key. Lack of capacity is another. So we need to make sure that we help train, help them access to funding, and then let them apply modern business practices and technology so that they can improve, expand, and then employ a lot of people. The young people, boys and girls in this country need jobs. We can only do that through the private sector initiatives. That's what I want to do.
What about investment? I don't know whether that forms part of your role.
Investment and business development. You know, we need to coordinate all the investments coming to this country. We need investment in infrastructure. We need investment in manufacturing, in ICT, and in services. So we are supposed to make sure that we coordinate all the investment programs of various ministries and governments and direct them to very critical, needed sectors of the economy so we can improve the country and improve the lives of the people. So it's a twin, we're starting on twin legs, bringing investment and improving the private sector for qualitative growth and employment.
Meanwhile, President Akufo-Addo also announced the creation of a new ministry for aviation to focus on developing the sector. This would be headed by Cecilia Dapa. She's been sharing some thoughts too.
I believe we all know, as the President said, it is his wish and vision that Ghana becomes the hub, the preferred hub for the West African region, the ECOWAS region, and preferably the whole of Africa and Europe as well. And in general, for serious travelers as well as leisure travelers.
Right. And then there are ongoing, airport projects across the country. The Volta region.
Sunyani is already there, and Kumasi has been rehabilitated. You know it. Yeah. And Accra, I think you've seen a lot of work done there as well.
The ones that are at the primary stage, what is the guarantee that you will see them through?
I guess we'll need a bit of time to look at what is existing, to appreciate what has been done before, then we'll plan the next step.
Someone asked why we are having a standalone aviation which should have come under the transport ministry.
I believe it's for emphasis and it's for effective developmental purposes, because once you zero in and scoop out a whole ministry out of a ministry with various agencies and units, then you are giving it special attention. That is exactly what the President intends to do. And that's exactly what I, as a minister designate, if by the grace of God I'm approved by Parliament, that's what the vision that will be carried out.
Well, in a related development, transport and logistics consultant Cecil Gabra has lauded government's decision to create separate ministries for Transport and Railways. President Akufo-Addo on Wednesday nominated 2 ministers to head the 2 sectors. This has since drawn some criticisms, with a section of the public describing it as a duplication of functions and incurring extra costs. Mr. Gabra, however, explains to Joy Business the separation should rather ensure proper administration of the transport sector.
What we see at the moment in the past is that it's clumsy, where you have transport, railways, and then airlines all in one ministry. It's so clumsy. Now, we need experts in this field. I do not think that creating it will even have an issue where we're going to spend a lot of money. I see it as creative in the sense that all those expertise that we need will concentrate on what we need to do in this country to move, especially the railway system, forward. At the moment, you look at the railway system, and I don't even call it a system. It's just too bad in this country. We have one-way railway system where it from Accra to Tema, and one also runs in Sawam. But then if we have a multi-lane, which I believe can be constructed in this country by experts, then it should have a separate entity altogether. It should have a separate ministry, so that concentration level will be much more high. I believe strongly that if we are able to expand our railway system and have better coaches to run on them, that alone can reduce road crashes, which is quite high in this country, and also can reduce the traffic menace, can also reduce wear and tear of our vehicles, because we stay in traffic for hours. Many more people who live close to their office rather spend time driving. But if we have a railway system, and then a railway carries a lot of load, it's much more expensive from the beginning, but it's cheaper after all. Where we have a lot of people patronizing the railway system, it's going to go a long way to reduce the cost that we spend on transport in this country.
Now, the chief executive of Dalex Finance, Ken Thompson, has challenged claims the finance minister designate, Ken Ofori-Atta, may encounter some initial challenges in his role because of his limited experience in the public sector. According to him, the minister's job goes beyond acquaintance with workings of the public sector.
The immediate past chairman of Parliament's Finance Committee, James Kluche Aveji, made the assertion even though acknowledging the track record of the finance minister designate in the private sector. But Mr. Thompson explains to Joy Business the minister's leadership qualities instead is the most crucial.
When you have somebody who's a leader, his ability to succeed depends on the people he puts around him, and his ability to take decisions, be able to see what the issues are, and be decisive and have a plan. So what is this issue of whether he's working in the public sector or private? I mean, what difference does it make? In any case, we need somebody who is there, who has pure private sector experience. We don't need some technocrat. What do they know about business? And unless you risk your own money, you don't know what you're talking about. So this business that he hasn't got public sector experience, so what? It's irrelevant. In any case, I mean, whatever model we're going to apply in Ghana, it's already been done. There's nothing we're going to do in this country that's not been done before. Just copy. I mean, and Ken is smart enough to copy if he has to.
He adds the designated minister's background in investment banking is only an added advantage rather than a silver bullet for the job.
But it's all got to do with common sense and how to apply it. What's it got to do with investment banking?
But you need to attract, much more resources into the country.
To you because they have confidence in you. That's what matters. Just because you're an investment banker doesn't mean...
Not just because he's an investment banker, but an experienced one with, networks and all that, if you like, looking at
I would even play on Ken's investment banking experience. I'll play on Ken's ability to be able to build a business from scratch. He understands what it means. He understands what issues are. He understands what creating wealth is all about. He understands what policies are about. He understands how to incentivize. That's what's critical.
The finance minister designate Ken Ofori-Atta is a co-founder of DataBank with over 12 years of experience in investment banking.
And of course, there'll be plenty of discussions about this in the days to come. My name is Daryl Carl. That's all for business. The news continues after this break.